Hello and welcome to another episode of the What's a Week. Today we have a luxury retail professional, a person who I have trained, and he is empathetic, is soft-spoken, focused, and I think I know him from nearly 10 years. And he's worked for brands like Sabassachi, Montblanc, Bumi, and now the House of Rose. I think his journey is quite a combination of focus, perseverance. So, welcome, Ibrahim Lakdawala.
Thank you for such a warm welcome and such kind words. It's been wonderful associating with you since the past, and again, got a chance to reassociate with you is fabulous. So I'm looking forward for the whole talk session to be very memorable.
So, the journey is quite intriguing, and I would like to bring in your community also. So, the Dawoodi Bohra community is where I think Ibrahim belongs from, and the Dawoodi Bohra community is based on discipline, service, commerce, and it's known as the business person's community, where we have a certain kind of way of dressing, certain kind of way of doing things, and they're very empathetic and very open to the world. So, tell us about your early life and how you grew up in this community and how did it shape you in today, the professional that you are?
So I think you very well said that you know how we are a very business oriented people. We are known for our business in the entire world. I think since the childhood, me personally, I don't have a entrepreneur background, but if you say about the community, yes, we get to learn a lot of things in different. Few things which make us very different is we are very disciplined. We love to take responsibilities. We love ownerships. And these are the things which actually make you a better professional. And definitely, we are very calm and composed. We are not very aggressive when it comes to talking, but we are very aggressive in business. You'll always find us working. I mean, that's been the mantra for us. Like, it's always work, work, work. And our Sayedna probably focuses a lot on business as well. So, even if I am working for someone else, it actually feels like it belongs to me. It's not like a job. I work as if it's my own brand. So, it's fun that way.
It has been very intriguing that worries so business and socially and community minded. We believe in everybody should grow. We believe in everybody should be safe. Everybody should be happy. So be a part of philanthropy or be part of the business. I think always make sure that everybody is happy, but also you're very sharp. I think I believe that you're a big example of that. That how we can take decisions very clearly and how we can do business, know where is a profit or where's a loss and where there's a gray area. Very well spoken, well educated, and also that this huge community is in pockets throughout the world. So, was it something which you really, what you, I think, how did luxury happen to you? Like, when did it really happen, and how did your career graph grow, and what was your aspirations when you started this?
So, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, I didn't have an entrepreneur background. It's still in my blood somewhere that okay, I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, spirit. I work with that. This was probably destined to join in retail. I did really odd jobs. I did events for 100 rupees per day. And then I worked in a market called Loarchal. I used to be a salesman there back in 2012. I had not even completed my 12th. I mean, I just completed my 12th standard and I started working in Loarchal. And then I ended up in Domino's as a pizza boy, not even the bike and delivery boy. And after that, I got into a fashion management course, and then I got a placement in Brooks Brothers. And Brooks Brothers, things changed. Then after that, I did Moblog for about 6 years. That's where I met you. And then I did Toomey in the middle. Then I did Sabyasachi, and now I'm heading operations for the House of Rose. So I think it was just that one random call from a recruiter, and she's like, "This is the job. You have to stand for the whole day." The description were very vague, but I always liked the other side. Whenever I visited the mall in my past, I love the way people used to dress up, stand me in the stores, and especially the luxury stores. I was intrigued in, and as I told you, I believe in magic, and it happened. And from then to now, I've been a dreamer. I've been a dreamer, true dreamer. And every night, I believe that tomorrow is going to be something great, something that's where my whole journey has been like.
Very interesting. So, you've been working with, I think, from the grassroots level of front facing sales, and be it any product, be it electric products, be it pizza, be it now luxury products. Just something which is really intriguing is that how your journey has grown, and tell us that how have you developed from when you started as a salesperson, and how have you grown yourself and adjusted, and you opened to things and you adopted and adapted things to become today at the house of Rose, you become the store operational lead there.
I think initially it was a different kind of feeling to join in something like this, something with a price tag of about 60,000, 80,000 lakhs, 2 lakhs. It was so difficult first to understand myself that why is it so expensive. But later I understood that, boss, if you want to sell something, you have to believe in itself. I mean, there is a legacy which is behind that product, and then selling was easier. The reason I grew again is I kept manifesting better things. As I told you, I started from aminos. I mean, I could still end up in any market shops. I could maybe manage for a personal boss or something. But my dreams were different. I always liked the other side of these kind of luxury stores. So the moment I got a chance, and this wasn't what I was supposed to do. I had a different thing. I wanted to be a cricketer, but somehow I ended up here. When I met people, I feel that what kept me going is meeting new people and really wise people, really intelligent people, people who spend a lot. They have a different kind of mindset, and when you talk to them, it's all gold. I think that's my major thing which has kept me. I really enjoy talking to them. My whole studies couldn't teach me what retail and their clients actually taught me. So my schooling is retail. Everything is done by retail, and definitely trainers like you, who's really guided me, helping me.
Thank you. Also, recently you did an event, which is I think quite talked about, and this is one of a kind event because I believe that mixing luxury and community has been a very delicate aspect of it. Please talk us through that, and how did it happen, and how can you open more avenues?
So to start with, I always had a thought that I have to do something towards the community. It's given me a lot. Whatever I am today is because of my community, definitely my hard work. So I had few contacts with whom I dealt in the past, and it was just very slow business. And I thought that, boss, you'll have to do something out of the box. You have to create an opportunity for yourself. This is not working. This is not how it will work. And then just one call I had to make to someone who was from the community, from the PR department. I mean, she was shocked that how something like this going to work, like how I was thinking initially. I still had the belief that something is going to come out of this. She showed some belief, and then she's like, let's meet. And then I invited them to the store, and then they said, okay, we can't just randomly call my clients. What we'll do is we've got something called Radiant Arts, which is inspiring artists from the community. It's like an upliftment project. So what we are going to do is portray some art. And I went back to my company. I spoke to them. Fine. I mean, because I'd been working very hard, and they saw that I want to do something out of the box. And you know, from that day to this day, I feel I took the courage. I did this, and it was one of my best decision of my life to do something like this, because not only recognition, not only I could give a platform to my community, which is different variety of platform, because they've been more into the Boris, and this is probably curating the event, and you know people from different communities also understood that Dawoodi Bohras are not like the earlier ones who used to only invest in houses and cars and stuff. Now they are actually into luxury products, jewelries and watches, and you know now built up that respect of my community in the store, and they treat. I mean, they have a very upper level of thought for them now. So all in all, it was a win-win for both of us, and turning point in my life probably.
Wow. And that leads me to this at today's day and age. A lot of the youngsters, they want to explore, they want to go out of the country, they want to educate themselves more and look at different avenues. And that leads me to that. The next question is that how is this the salespeople, like the people who are in India, that I've seen and I've trained at least from the last 10, 15 years I was in India. I have trained mostly 40, 50% of the industry, and then other different brands which I work with. The salespeople either grow with hierarchy, sales, and experiences, like through time, when they start building the experiences because they start as odd jobs and then they adapt to different brands and then they start making connections, or they come with a degree right now in the last 5, 7 years. They do a degree in fashion management or luxury management, and then they want to start with something like, store operations or a store CRM. What are the difficulties faced by these? I think the whole group, because I feel, and I talk to my peers in India, and they say that there is no good luxury professionals available at either at the sales level or the top level. What do you think is the gap which happens?
So, just to start with about sales professional growing ahead in life, I feel the mission of being a leader. And let me just tell you one statement. I mean, I've really believed in this, that the best salesman is not the best manager. That's what I feel. You, yeah. I mean, and I've experienced this. I've seen the top sellers of the biggest brands like LVMH, Gucci, and stuff. They're always the sellers. And then I've seen someone who's a good seller and a combination of a good representative, someone who leads from the front, someone who knows the management also. The whole conversation between you and the management, someone who's able to interpret that becomes the manager, goes up the ladder. Why? Whereas someone who's hardcore sales, unfortunately, keeps only selling because they might be really good at selling. While it comes to negotiating with their management or probably you talking to the management, expressing themselves, they get a little low on that. So that's one thing I would like to say. And about new people coming, this is a very, very interesting topic about new people. I see people coming fashion management backgrounds, studying from Italy, different places. What I have seen the Gen Zs, I mean, no offense, but they like to have things very quickly, which is not the thing. I to become a manager, it took me about 11 years now in retail, and another 3 years in other odd jobs. So I have seen a lot of them breaking, joining that organization and breaking very, very quickly because they want everything very fast. Stability will always be a thing. Stability was a thing in the past. Like our parents used to stay in a company for 15, 20 years. I know people in the company now, they're still there for about 22 years. With time, let's see how the whole combination goes with the new Gen Zs and the seasoned workers is going to be interesting. This whole feel late 20, probably reaching to 2030s, 2029, 30s, and all that is going to have a different kind of a shift in the whole retail trend and their organization because they'll have to manage because new people are the Gen Zs and they have to manage both of them very properly. Let's see how it goes. It's going to be interesting though.
Very interesting take on is that there's a huge turnover in retail because in the fact that you told that people know things very clearly. Okay, I want it fast and I want to grow, and if I'm not growing and I'm going to leave this job and jump to another job, or if I'm going to leave and go to another industry, or where I have a cushy job, and with the idea that before COVID, during COVID, and post COVID. Now these actually are become terms which are used as industry milestones. How do you think that the market has changed? Do you think that the market before COVID, during COVID, and even post COVID has changed the mindset either of selling and people of wanting things more faster or experience things faster, or people who want to don't not wait for something and don't take a chance, or my selling point of view is that no, I don't want to really go somewhere, I just want it in my hand to be delivered, or I don't want to go to the store. So there are two aspects. How do you think that has changed from the sales and the market point of view in India, because India is very different as a market?
This is a very and be a lot of perspective. Definitely, I'm going to put my perspective to it, and it is very confusing. After COVID, was a lot of home shopping. Since the COVID was over, there was this home shopping, a lot of it, and people wanted everything fast. That is why brands like a Rolex had huge premium, and it still has a premium now because clients have actually started connecting with the associates and the salesperson. They are more connected emotionally. I feel now they want to honestly not go in a very crowded place. This is why a lot of brands are coming in a very like away place, probably not near the mall. They want to create an experience. What I also see is it's a it's a little less about products now. It's about the experience. Clients want to enjoy buying that product. They want to experience the whole selling ceremony. They want to talk about it to their friends, to their family, and where they bought from, how did they buy, how was their experience. I've seen a lot of that happening recently, and they've stopped talking about that like my new watch or my this watch. They probably discuss the whole thing. So while after COVID we see a lot of private viewing and stuff, but now coming to 2025 we see men, but they are walking in for experience now. They would A lot of people come to my store because it is away from the mall, and they spend easily on an average about an hour, which is a lot, which they would never spend in a mall store, one of those stores. They would just want to get away from there. But I have seen people enjoying lunches with me, dinners with me. They're giving me more time. Very few of them, like 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10, would say, "Okay, I'm in rush." So people have started valuing human touch more, and the whole experience products, I feel.
Yeah, I think storytelling is a beautiful aspect of it. And in today's day and age, the idea that to have the experience, all the different, and you've been working so many brands, you've been again trained by a certain consumer journey, like how to talk, how to behave, what to say, right from Mobla to Tumi and to Sabyasachi and now to the House of Rose and all. What has been the one thing which is constant and the one thing which keeps on changing between storytelling experiences which you have seen from so many brands? What do you think is the ideal consumer storytelling environment? Because there's some rituals like, how you say hello, how you build rapport, is the store clear? There's certain smells, certain environment where is used. And you've been working so many brands with so many variations. I think it's very interesting to see from your point of view that how is the front end sales adapting to it and what they think from their point of view that is the best used in conversion or the storytelling was the best, which the consumers think is the best.
So, when you are saying this, there's a very interesting point which I always focus on, and I tell my juniors about it, or even my seniors, that, a lot comes with the brand as well. So, clients look up to the brands as well. While
Okay.
I say that, I know clients who go different countries, they really don't get the attention what we give here. So here they really look up to us uh, in different brands and places. While they go to a different and behave different, when they come to India, they would be different, and even in India, in different brands, they'll behave different. The brand matters a lot, and its image, how they put up the store. So it's very interesting to see that because we've had communication with different colleagues and say that, oh, Mr. X came in and did he shout or did he make any noise there because he's always problematic with us. So we say, no, I mean, he's very calm here. So very interesting study. And I feel this is a very interesting topic about client behaviors in different stores, wherein one more thing which I believe is which is very different between a normal salesperson or like a client advisor, that you should always ask. I mean, ask questions. You should always discover the clients. That can take you to places you have no clue. Your client will just become your friend, and you would always come back to you for that particular questions. Because I know for a fact that a lot of salesperson do struggle because they want to just sell the product and they're like hardcore into sales, sales, sales. I also know people who want to just sell what they like and not what the
Yes.
client wants at that moment. So may sell the client at that moment, but while retaining the client doesn't work at all. For me, what's working is definitely understanding what they want, being very kind, holding the grip in the situation, probably asking the right questions, and always open-ended question, which takes us to, I mean, does wonders. I remember a client, I spoke to him and just told him what's going on with your life. We were sitting on a coffee. And then he said, "Oh, my mother just passed away," and he started crying, and I had to console him. As I said, it goes long the way. You need to show empathy to the client. You don't have to think that, okay, no, this guy is just dollars. In your eyes shouldn't start shining. Oh, this is just money. You should start thinking that they are humans, and trust me, they will treat you the same way. There will be nothing like a client or a salesperson. They might treat you as your friends or you're part of your family. A lot of it is missing. I think we can do wonders. It's really helped me. And start learning, start watching people, start and self analyzing it, start calling your colleagues, ask them, what am I doing right, wrong? Reach out to your trainer 10 times in a day. Just ask him, what can I do better? Like, just keep bothering them. They would love it. And I've done that in my past. I've done that a lot of times to you. I've asked a lot of questions and curiosity. But I've realized that those kind of questions, once asked, they're registered in your mind, and then you don't need to re-ask those questions. You'll have new problems, new issues. It's so much fun to do all of that. And I've done that in my journey. That is why 11 years and still enjoying it.
I know, but it's very interesting that the people which you have are much more older in the industry than you are
Of
still
course.
as sales of senior sales, and they are. So what do you think that defines the characteristics to grow professionally versus, because it all is roots in their personal environment and what they're looking for, what the priorities are. Because I've seen, and again, like I was talking to you before, that there are some salespeople which I know there are more, they've been in industry far more than you have, and
Of
they're still
course.
at that certain place. And then you have already reached because you have moved around, you adapted, you saw an opportunity, you came out of a situation, because there are situations which they may feel that is the best for them, but how does one change that, or how does one even realize that is something like that is available or happening in the industry? What what's your point of view on that?
I have a very good explanation on that because I've closely looked on this topic. Comes back from our past, from our parents. Even now, if I tell my parents that, okay, I'm switching a job for a better pay and for a better job, so they're like, just 1, 2 years you gave to that company. How can you even do that? So I asked them, so how much time? So my parents are like, at least 10 years. So it comes from our roots. It actually comes from our roots that a good worker is someone who spends a lot of time. It's as simple as that. That is one thing. And we are very comfortable people somehow. We want to do the same thing again and again and again and again. The learning spirit between us, from what I have seen within different companies, uh, is really low, uh, and become very complacent with what we have. And where, I mean, it's like just taking your bag and going to the same place, repeating the same thing again, and you're so comfortable that becomes like your home now. Also, when I initially spoke to you, uh, we are Indians, like me myself is very introvert, very, very introvert. I have really worked very hard on it, and I'm still working. There's no end to it. I feel that I can never be an extrovert, but somewhere I'm just pulling my car. I mean, just taking it away. So what you feel you're not able to express well, and retail or probably any kind of industry is all about expressing. If you're not able to express your growth, or maybe let's say if you require a training, or you want to ask your boss that I want you to work on this, I want to grow, you'll never grow. And that's what's happening. For a fact, I know that there were mock sessions we do for sales, wherein if a trainer, like someone like you asked us, you become the client and you become the sales stuff. So it's so difficult to perform that journey, but we are very comfortable with the client. But that
Yes.
shouldn't be there. Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't be there. I have tried and learned this, that if someone now tells me, okay, just this is your scenario and you perform, I will start performing. Because you can't be thinking that, okay, I can just do that with the client only. That's when your journey goes ahead. That's where you grow. If it is very simple, if you are not able to show your progress, trust me, you're going to be at the same place. And unfortunately, a lot of people I know, are facing this because of these reasons.
It's a very interesting take because I know a lot of people in the industry and I've seen. I think that they do amazing sales. They might not perform at the training. Again, this is my take on it, but they don't want to grow. They feel themselves like I would tell you that I just saw online. So you have an ant running on the floor and you create a pen circle around it, and the ant will not go ahead of the circle. It will keep on going around in the circle because of a certain environment has changed and the ant thinks that there is a wall and it'll keep on going round and round and round and round till it realizes that that is the environment I'm supposed to be in. They make it in their head. And then once they tried it with a spider and they made a line around the spider and they let it understand what happens. The spider once passed it, and once it passed it, they made multiple circles around it, and they would never realize that, yes, I passed that wall, or there is a wall, or there is something around it. My environment has changed. So I think these walls are made in the mind, and this is where I am the safest. But the idea is that there is a huge potential all around, and we can see it as I think it's totally depicted in you and your career that you have taken multiple risks. And it's always a risk because joining a new job, a new training, a new brand, a new environment, you have to learn and you have to adapt yourself. And then, you have to become something which you never thought you would become. And the risk is to face the unknown. I think that's one thing. And being a salesperson, you've mentioned that you're an introvert. And it's such a crazy thing because a salesperson is an extroverted job. That's what the company says, that you have to keep on talking, you have to be jovial, make jokes and, create a rapport, make the person at ease. How does one introverted person do that? It's such a bizarre thing to know that a lot of people have now, and at least the research has shown that introverted person are better leaders. They think carefully. They are more analytic. They're more commerce oriented. They're more people oriented. They mix together and they know that balance versus somebody who's totally an extroverted person who is different. So I think it's such a different reflection of you, Ibrahim, as a retail professional. I would say I think even the luxury audiences all around the world will understand as an example that what risks have been taken and how a person has to adapt. And then at this age and in this time, India is chaotic. Like I've seen, you cannot bet on the Indian industry because there is no cycle. Like there is no cyclic change. Anything can happen anytime, and anybody can
Definitely.
rise to power or anything can become a manager. But the only thing is they have to take a risk. People get it. And people have so many other things in their life to do. How does one balance? Do you even think there's a work life balance which evolves when, as a sales professional or as a front end store manager, or even because y- retail is a 24 by 7, like you have to work during all the
Of course.
uh, vacations, the Diwalis, the Christmases. How do you manage your family life versus your professional life?
I mean, you've very closely seen how a retail professional works. I mean, this is always something which, I mean, it just happens. There's nothing like we are balancing it. We are on a vacation and a client calls and he wants something. We have to help them. There is no doubt we've signed up for it. Even when culture will change in future, we'll have different things in life. But I think you can't go away from the client because if you are not helping them, someone else is going to help them. So it's like you hit or you miss. You have the best relation with a client. Maybe 1 out of 10 might not buy and say, okay, you are on the vacation. I'll wait for your call. But I think 8 people out of them would just buy that product and they'll also tell you that, okay, you weren't available, but I needed this. So, I mean, it's a mixed feeling. You can't do much about it. And as a retail employee, there's no work-life balance. I mean, you always work. Even if you do a shift, you leave, go back home. There's a call from your boss. You have to talk to them and you can't disconnect or you can't go away from a client's call because clients can call you at 11 p.m. and if the sale really makes sense to you or if the client is very close to you, you have to take calls. You can't do much. But as a sales associate or as a manager, you feel like you're the CEO of the company. It's really fun if you understand what a sales employee has to do or what he does in the whole day. It's so much moving around, talking to people, understanding new people. There are so many good things about it. Like people who spend lakhs or crores, they come to your store and imagine they have so much experience in their life and they're giving you that experience, which is worth billions. So I think it's all worth it. talking to them and talking to them anytime is worth it, because not only professionally, growing personally as well. Me, when I came from a community school, I was very orthodox at thinking. And I'm so proud saying that I'm very open now because of retail. No books will teach you this. Only people were able to and will be able to teach you. But also, I have been, uh, I've been a very avid learner. And if you want to be into retail, you have to be a learner. Otherwise, as you said, there are people who are still struggling. You will be there.
Very interesting take. So brilliant reflection of how retail industry works. We have this small round called the rapid fire round. It's very interesting to know that one's take on things. So it's just a couple of questions, and it's just the first thing that comes to your mind. You can answer it. So let's start. What is the best luxury perk a brand has offered to its employees?
I know their trainings are one of their best. They take you to lovely hotels and one of the best 7-star, 5-star hotels. They give you the best services. You fly from the best flights. You get pick up, drop. At that time, you feel no less than a diplomat or a- or like an HNI or a rich man. So I love that part particularly.
It's not the discounts or not the consignment products.
Of course, that is, but you still pay money on. I mean, that's still so expensive, even on a discount or a consignment. It's still not the best. I feel when I told you about the products and experience, I will always choose experience over product.
Okay. One brand you admire.
That's so difficult. Can't be one brand. But I mean, I admire, if you tell me watches, then it's Rolex. If you ask me about bags, it's going to be Hermes. I just love the way they market their products. I mean, you have to stay in a line queue. You be the most richest. You still have to wait for a year to get a Birkin. You have to be the most, I mean, you have to have the best purchase in Rolex to get like a Datejust also. So I love the way these two brands actually work along their marketing. I'm just stunned with their marketing. I just love them.
If not retail, what would you be?
I don't know. I definitely wanted to be a cricketer, definitely. But for me, retail is again. I mean, it's meeting people, communicating. I love to call myself as a storyteller more than a salesperson. I don't like calling myself salesperson because my whole selling ceremony is about the client and not about the product. Product sells itself, I feel.
One book you suggest for the new people or somebody who wants to get in the industry to read a certain view?
I don't know if there's a book, but they would definitely check these Ikigai, like The Courage to Be Disliked, like The Subtle Art to Not Give Up. These are books which I have read to understand more about humans, and that's what has helped me more. So I think if you want to understand clients more, you can read books like these.
So this is a two-part question. So one advice from a mentor which you still live by, and one advice from you to the future which they can be their mantra.
As one an advice to my seasoned professional, that please come out of your comfort zone, start learning, spend your time in learning, start asking for growth, start showing people that boss, I am here for growth, so you need to grow me, and work as a team, work together. I think you grow together with a team and not just alone. That is my take to the seasoned, to the Gen Zs, to the new freshers coming. Please stay back for a longer time. Don't break very soon. I remember when it was my first retail job, my operations had told me, would you be able to stand for 9 hours and nothing else? Because 9 hours standing is a big task. And I still remember my first day in retail. I am a late sleeper. I sleep by about 1, 2, that night I slept at 9:30. I cannot never forget that day. I just slept. I just dozed wherever. I didn't even change my clothes. So it is going to take some time, but trust me, it is going to be beautiful. You will enjoy retail a lot. So give some time. Nothing comes fast. It is just keep a little patience. That's it.
Yes. So one advice of your mentor which you live by today.
That create opportunities. Don't sit back and think that it is going to come to you. Create opportunities. And I am a very staunch believer of something is better than nothing. It is as simple and the most complicated thing. Do something. So now my mantra these days is do one something which is out of the box and which you don't do it usually. It may turn the best, it may turn not good, but just do it. Don't stop.
Is this podcast is one thing which is out of your the most out of the box thing?
Of course, of course. This is my today's thing. I mean, I couldn't have spent my Sunday any better because it was not just a podcast. I mean, definitely it's you first that you made me so comfortable, but also there's no place where I could express myself. And if someone can take a little bit out of this conversation and learn something, it's so good. Even if they don't, I would love to voice out because, as I told you, I'm an introvert. This could be my first interaction ever on social media wherein I'm talking. So for me, I think it's
Yeah, for so long, and then
something which
I
I
just hats off to you. So you have come out of your shell, and I've seen you grow. And I always used to tell you even before that time that yes, you're a very enterprising person. You just have to believe in yourself, and I think you've done that and take risks, and you have
definitely.
grown and beautifully. So
Definitely. I mean, that's been wonderful. It was very difficult as an introvert to believe in yourself, but I think once I started believing in myself, and now I feel it was so good, so much better to work.
lovely, lovely talking to you, Ibrahim. It's been such a pleasure to be a part of this podcast where I see so many of the people which I have trained for so long and so back. They are shining in their careers, in their lives, and to touch back and to connect back to guys and people who you have. So I believe in shining, and I believe in shining with the team. And I always, you know me, that I've always helped, be it day or night, and to see people through and help them, because I think it's a group collective effort. And being in training industry for more than 20 years now, I feel so proud that Ibrahim is shining and Ibrahim is growing and Ibrahim is, and then always I'm so proud and happy for you guys. So thank you for sharing your story, and it's been great chatting with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me again. I mean, I can't be much grateful to you because, as I told you, this was my first ever place or a space where I could talk myself and couldn't get better because thank you for making me comfortable and having me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.